coming back for the following skills in TOEFL preparation. About skill 11, it's called agreement after preposition. And in agreement after prepositional phrase, it's just like the same pattern or agreement about skill 1, the first skill. Okay, so subject and verb agreement is simple. If the subject of the sentence is singular, then the verb must be singular. And if the subject of the sentence is plural, and the verb must be plural. Okay, so that is the point. So don't forget about irregular plural, such as women, children, and also people. Okay, so take a look at for number one. For number one, so we are going to see about, for the first example, the dog barks at night. The dogs bark at night. So in this example, the singular subject dog requires a singular verb, and mostly singular verb must be added with s or es. And so if the second example, such as the dogs and bark, so this one is indicated as a plural, and it should be followed with the first verb. Okay, verb 1, bark. And yeah, that is the point. So take a look at for this one. The door to the room are locked. So the door as a singular, and to the rooms are locked. In the first example, you might think that the rooms, okay, is the subject because it comes directly in front of the verb are. But you have to pay attention about this one. This is really tricky. Okay, and even though it is rooms here, but the subject is not a room. Okay, the subject is the door. The door to the room is locked. It should be followed with is. Okay, so it's kind of tricky one that will make you error or incorrect to answer this one, because you said that you think that room as the plural, and you said that should be are, but the point is here, not here. So that's why agreement after prepositional phrase. So this is what we call that prepositional phrase. Okay, so we go to the example and exercise for the following exercise. Okay, we come back to the following exercise. It's exercise 11. It is about the subject and also the verb as well. Still remember what we have done before. Still stick with that kind of procedure. And so number one is a correct one. The sentence is, the subject of the lecturers was quite interesting. So the subject, so you have to use as a please make a line for the first ones, and then which one is the verb? So this is the verb. Okay, and so you have to make a circle for prepositional phrase. Yeah, agreement after prepositional. So we have this one, even though it is as, but the point is the subject. So the subject was quite interesting. So that's why the sentence is correct. So what about number 2? Number 2, we have the supplies, yeah, plural, for the camping trip needs to be picked up. So it is identified as incorrect. Why? Because it is plural and should be followed with verb 1, not added with s. Okay, so it should be the supplies for the camping trip need to be packed. Okay, so that's the point. So you should figure out the subject and take a look at for the verb. Okay, so what about number 3? Okay, number 3 we have, the chairs under the table in the dining room is quite comfortable. So you have to figure out, this is as the verb and this is as the subject. But the question is it correct or incorrect? Okay, so the chairs, plural, should be followed with plural, right? And it must be, it should be are. The chairs are quite comfortable. Okay, and then for number 4, the players on the winning team in the competition were very talented. So what about number 4? Is it correct or incorrect? Of course it is correct, because we have the players as a plural and were as a plural as well. Okay, were. Next we go to the following example for exercise 11, number 5. We have the food for the guests at the party are on the long tables. So what about number 5? So number 5 is just like we have the subject here, the food, okay, and then are. But here the food is indicated as a singular, not as a plural. Okay, so the food as a singular, it should be followed with the verb singular. The food for the guests at the party is on the long tables. Okay, so the sentence is incorrect because it should be singular, is. Next for number 6. For number 6, we have the cost of the clothes was higher than I had expected. So the cost as a singular, the subject, and followed with the verb was. Is it correct? The cost was higher than I expected. Okay, good. The sentence is correct. Okay, and what about number 7? For number 7, we have the rugs in the front rooms of the house are going to be washed today. The rugs in the front rooms of the house are going to be washed today. So the rugs as the subject, and it should be followed with plural as well. Plural. Okay, so the rugs are going to be washed today. So the sentence for number 7 is correct. And then we go for number 8. The servers in this restaurant always does their job efficiently. Okay, so what about this one? Is it correct or incorrect? So you have to figure out the subject first. Which one is the subject? Okay, the servers, it means plural, which is followed with verb 1. Does, incorrect. It should be do. Okay, so the sentence is incorrect. Why it is incorrect? Because the servers does. It should be the servers do their job efficiently. And for the second last one, we have the lights in the corner of the room need to be kept on all night. So what about number 9? Is it correct or incorrect? The light as a plural, the lights, and so it should be followed with the plural verb need. Okay, good. Is it correct? Yes, correct. And what about number 10? For the last one, we have the meeting of the members of the council begins. Okay, so the subject is the meeting. So meeting, is it singular? Yes, it is a singular, followed with verb es, singular, begins. The meeting begins at 3 in the afternoon. Okay, so that's all for today, and I hope you enjoy this skill, and we will see you next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.